I'm excited.
And everything.
Hello, 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 hello from...
Yeah, Charlie Howby, my name is Kobi Onyame, and welcome to Talking Albums, a show where I invite special guests to come on and talk about classic and seminal albums in their album collection and tell us what those albums mean to them. Today's episode, we have an incredibly talented artist, singer-songwriter, someone who I've been a fan of for some time. I'm yet to get her debut album, so I'm going to push her for that debut album. I have Titi Owusu.
Hi, Kobi.
Hey, Titi. Welcome to Talking Albums.
Thank you. I'm pretty excited about this.
So you should be. I'm very excited about the albums that you brought, only because I recognize one of them. Is that a good thing? I don't know if that is.
I feel like you should know all of them. I'm going to put you on.
Yeah, I should, you know, I should. No, but before we get into it, like, what's been happening with you?
This year has been great for me. I put out my third single, Odontia.
Odontia.
Put out my first video as well.
Yes, very fun.
And then first magazine cover ever.
Amazing.
So it's been an amazing year.
That's incredible. Are you gearing up for an EP or an album? Are we getting that album from you?
Y'all getting an EP, definitely. Okay. Yeah, so I'm working on that now.
Yeah. And then we're gonna get that album. You know I'm all about the albums, right? Yeah.
And now bring it on here.
Come on.
And we'll talk about it.
Come on. So you brought some albums. You brought some interesting albums. I want to just kind of go into these, and I guess you can tell us what these albums mean to you, right? I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to start with an interesting one. 2019's Those Feelings Again, right? By
Snow Allegra.
Yeah, Swedish American Snow Allegra. Tell us a bit about that album.
Let me tell you, I really love Snow, and I think I discovered her at a time when a lot of people didn't even know her yet. She didn't even have up to 1 million followers. And I actually covered one of her songs and she reposted it.
You're lying.
I'm telling you,
that's what's up.
I've got receipts.
That's what's up. Okay,
but cool. I loved that album so much. Every time I would sit, say, in an Uber and I wanted something to just listen to, that was my first choice.
Amazing.
You know, it was a lot of love in there and you could just feel it.
Yeah, amazing. I only know one record on that album.
Love Like That.
Love Like That.
You can say you love me when it's like that.
That's the record.
I love that song too.
I love that record.
But my favorite, absolute favorite, is Toronto.
Toronto on the album?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard it.
It goes, baby, baby, can I come around? Can I ease your mind? I love that song so much. I've even performed it a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. No, super talented. Super talented. I love Snow. I think she's doing major things right now. So
yeah.
Incredible. And then the next album you brought on.
Hotels.
I was gonna thank you for actually telling us what the album is, because I was going to say, well, how do I pronounce that? Hotels by
Jasmine Sullivan. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I think I'm very into albums that talk about love because it's such a deep feeling. And this album doesn't just talk about love. It talks about certain things that you go through as a woman, certain challenges that you experience, you know, like how a lot of women feel like, oh, they should be making money and be living like all of these queens, taking trips and, you know, having fun. But not everyone has those luxuries. And sometimes you deal with heartbreaks and stuff like that. And this album really captures that.
True. It seems like you are drawn to artists and albums that speak to real, I guess, emotions. Love and emotions, right? Because the only record I think I remember from Jasmine Sullivan was Bust Your Window.
Oh, I love that song.
I remember that record, and that was definitely about some kind of heartbreak, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
so when someone says
think of it.
So it runs, you see the thread runs through, right?
Yeah. But you know, my absolute favorite song by Jasmine Sullivan would be Masterpiece.
Was that on Hotels?
No, it's not on Hotels. Okay. My favorite song on Hotels would be Girl Like Me.
Okay.
She featured her on that song. And they gave.
I love her.
Vocals.
I can see where you get your vocal inspiration from. Forest Hills Drive, 2014. Forest Hills Drive. Now that's an album, right? J. Cole.
No features.
No features.
He just went out and he did his thing.
I feel like it's the album where he solidified himself as like, you know, top 3 selected.
Yep.
I think hip hop today, people speak about Cole, Drake, and who else?
Kendrick.
Kendrick, right?
Yeah.
I think it was that album that solidified him in that top 3. No features, definitely.
And I think my favorite song on that, actually I have 2.
What's that? Why do you say it's so like?
No, because like I can't pick one.
What's the favorite tracks on that?
I think Love Yours would be number 1.
Yeah.
And number 2 would be Apparently.
Okay.
Oh, but I also like Hello.
The whole album is incredible, right?
I'm not even gonna try to choose, but yeah. I love You. And I like
Love Yours, I think, is probably my favorite on that album
Yeah.
as well. I think Love Yours, I can't name another one. It's just for me as a lyricist, that's where J. Cole came and said, you know what? I don't need anybody on this album.
Yeah.
It's just going to be me. And I'm
gonna do it on my
I'm gonna
own.
rap
Yeah.
and go, and that's where he solidified himself. Have you seen him perform live? Not yet.
I have seen like so many. I used to just go on YouTube, search like whatever artist I liked live performance and just watch, like binge watch all their live performances.
Stages,
Because I perform live, and so I like to see other people perform live, so I can learn and see what's up. Yeah.
And you are an incredible live performer.
Thank you so much.
Let's go to. I'm gonna skip this album and I want to go to this one because I feel like talking about live and being probably the greatest. I would arguably say the greatest live performer today, bar none. And the album is Beyonce by Beyonce.
Yes.
Why Beyonce by Beyonce? Now I have heard this album before.
I feel like Beyonce changed the game when she put out this album. And also, did you know that before Beyonce released this album, people would usually drop songs or albums on Tuesdays, but after she released this, it changed internationally to Fridays. Yeah.
So she changed the game.
Yeah, and it was a visual album, first of its kind.
It was a visual. This is the album that had
it had Partition, Drunken Love, No Angel, Jealous. Oh, and my absolute favorite song with Frank Ocean was Superpower.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like that's the song that most people don't even pay attention to,
That's true. I think obviously Drunken Love being the single, the big smash, that's the one that we all heard in the clubs, right? But then Beyonce's got this thing about putting out projects that have like a thread that goes through them, like a storyline or anything else. And I feel like this particular album is where I heard Beyonce, I guess, become more comfortable in her, should I say, womanhood and sexuality.
Yeah.
And I think it was more so because, now, especially with Drunken Love, there were certain things that I'd never heard Beyonce say. Why not say it when I'm next to my husband, right? Like I'm next to my husband, I'm saying it because I'm next to my husband, right? Yeah, man. Drunken Love was a track like all of that. I think
that's
every guy would rap Hove's verse.
Yes.
Every guy would rap Hove's
Even me, not just the guys alone.
No, 100%.
I used to go off.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, and then an interesting choice. SOS by SZA. Released just last year. That's their current album, right?
Very current. And that's why it's hitting me so much because I've been listening to it over and over. My manager's actually tired of me playing it.
Really?
Yeah, I play it all the time.
What is it about the album?
I think that if you are a fan of SZA and you listen to her album, the first album, Control, CTRL, you would realize that there's so many connections. There's certain songs that you can link with some of the songs on this album. And she was very expressive. She spoke about her body, about her insecurities, about love. It was just, she went all out. I think this is one of the best albums, R&B albums in history.
Really?
Yeah. And you should listen to it.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
SOS by SZA.
Yeah.
I think it's something I'm going to have to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're getting all the right inspiration from the right places for your debut album, right?
Yeah,
I like the concept of
That's
able
always
to pull stories from previous albums.
Yeah.
Have like a continuation of
Yeah.
something else. I'll definitely have to check that out. But yeah, thank you very much, Titi. This has been a great list, I'd say. I wish you all the best. I'm waiting for your album. I love the new single. Tell us what the new single is again.
So Odontia is about love.
Yeah.
In 2020, when I released Pray For Me, it was
That one as well. That's dope. That's with my logo, right?
Yes, my logo. I think
Dope.
when I released that song, it was more of me asking for assurance. But in Odontia, is me giving the assurance that I asked for.
Come on.
So it's not just me asking for it, I'm also giving.
Come on.
You know, so I think it's important. Yeah. It's
important.
sort of like a continuation to Pray For Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. We tie that back into,
SOS.
and the continuation.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you very much, Titi,
Thank
for
you,
coming
Tom.
on. All right. Talking albums.
Okay.